Hey there, it's Lish here coming to you from the 412 and I'm bringing a video for you today just to help educate people about what the personal trainer and client relationship is supposed to be like and how you yourself could prepare should you want one for a personal trainer. I'm coming to you with this video out of experience as a fitness professional and as a patron of personal training, and I've been through enough to know that this is a conversation that needs to happen. First things first, should you decide to show this video to anyone out there who might be claiming to be a trainer or fitness coach, if that person does not have any certification, if there's no degree in kinesiology or exercise physiology, you shouldn't be paying that person. And to that person listening this video, get your certs up. I'm calling you out. All it's going to do is make you a better coach, okay? So to blatantly want to work without the knowledge or tools that are going to help people, I don't know, you must like to get sued, okay? It doesn't matter what approach you come to it as. It doesn't matter what you're doing to help people get fit. If you are not properly educated, you should not be charging people, and you should not be working with people to do so, because you can hurt people. Like hurt people. Like hurt people for the rest of their lives. And that's why I'm coming to you with this video, because there's a lot of trauma within the fitness industry. There's a lot of competitiveness, and not just in between trainers, but in between clients and other clients, right? Well, my trainer told me to do this, and my trainer told me to do that, and there should be no trainer that's better than another. It should be just the trainer that's good for you. And if you feel like you are dealing with someone who is very competitive, who is not paying enough attention to you, who is asking you to do things that you don't feel like you can do, but you don't want to disappoint them, there is a chance that you're working with someone who is not educated. And we need to stop that. It starts with the consumer. Okay, it definitely starts with the consumer. And so this video is meant to educate all of you out there who are looking to join the fitness community, looking to get your body together, and helping you to make wise decisions, to protect your body, and to be the most fit person that you could be. So if you're looking for that information, then please continue to watch. Nice. So I'm going to get into it. My first point here that you should ask yourself when you are looking to seek out a trainer is, why do I want to be fit? Why do you want to be fit? If you are looking in the mirror and you're pinching things, if you're looking in the mirror and you just loathe what you see, if you are looking in the mirror and you become very emotional at the sight of your own body, and you just feel so terrible, you feel with self-hate, you are filled with self-hate, self-loathing, a personal trainer is not your first stop. You need to see a mental health professional. You should get a therapist. You should get a psychiatrist. I'm not saying this to throw shade at you, but mental health is often overlooked within our society, and we are in that new push where being mentally healthy is a big deal. It's you can get some clout off of that, saying like, hey, I know myself, right? So why I say looking at yourself and being filled with self-hate, well, one, you already have the wrong objective in mind with getting a personal trainer. These results are very much dependent on both of you putting in the work. But if by chance that problem area you want after 6 months is still there, how are you going to feel? Is it going to affect you going forward with the training? Is it going to affect your day-to-day lifestyle? If so, then the issue was never about your body. It's more about up here. Working out and taking care of yourself is exactly it. Self-care. It is self-love. Everything I do to my body is meant to edify it, to help it grow, to overcome challenges. It is never to look good. That's just a benefit. It's just a benefit. So, yeah, my butt was small, but I had other issues. I was dealing with a lot of shortened flexibility or over flexibility in certain areas because I used to be a dancer. So my body didn't necessarily come back after I had kids. I was just skinny. And skinny is not healthy. So, doesn't mean that people who are skinny aren't healthy. It just means skinny is not the one factor that your body is fit and well. So I had to get into it. If you are looking at yourself, or if you feel like, you know what, I sit down all day and I want to be more active, or my body just doesn't feel right after I had kids, like I feel like I'm in a foreign body. If, hey, I have this elderly parent in my life and I'm doing a lot to help them, but it's taking a toll on my body because I never was able to use my body for this purpose. I'm not used to picking up hundreds of pounds at a time. Things like that are excellent reasons to get a personal trainer. If you don't like how you look, that ain't got nothing to no. That's not why we seek out personal trainers. Now, if you're a little bit fat, right, because you sat down and, you know, I didn't gain some weight or something like that, and you know that you could look better, sure. But that's not coming from a place of self-hatred, okay? I don't care what size you are, because I got into fitness because I was 105 pounds and 5'9" and hated it. There are other people who get into fitness because they're close to 300 pounds and hate it. Okay? We're all trying to find this happy body in the middle. That being said, getting into fitness because you want to look a certain way is a very superficial reason to do it, and it's also hiding all these other reasons, and you need to talk that over with a mental health professional. Because if you don't love yourself, you're not going to adhere to a program. It's a personal program. It's for you. And if you don't love you, there's nothing I can do. So you have to go there. Otherwise, if you are getting into it for all the reasons I just stated, you know, wanting to feel stronger, having a lifestyle change that is requiring more of your body, getting back into shape after you've had children because you want to keep up with them, or just because you are in pain, it is okay to admit that you are in pain. A lot of us deal with pain day to day to day and don't know anything other than taking a pill to make the symptom go away. It's not fixing the cause. So even being in pain is an excellent reason to get a personal trainer or fitness coach. That goes into my next part. Get those doctor's appointments done. Please, before you seek out a personal trainer or fitness coach, make sure that you have met with your primary health physician, that they have done the appropriate tests, that you know what the names of the medications you are on, and you are forthright with that. Make sure you go through your health history with your doctor and say, hey, do you think that injury from 2009 could be affecting me right now? Be honest with yourself. Have you been in an accident and you cut PT off at 2 weeks when they told you to do it for 3 months? So those are things that are important and pertinent to the professional that you are going to see. Now, on the flip side, if you get a trainer and they do not want to do an assessment, they do not give you what's called a PAR-Q, which is essentially a questionnaire going over your history, your medical history, as well as the type of medications you could be taking. Even if that does not pertain to you, don't use that person. That person is not trained. Okay? That people who are doing this, that is what we do. If that person is just trying to send you out a program willy-nilly, just trying to hurry up and get you to buy before you come and take their class, before you come and enroll them as a personal trainer, they are most definitely not educated, because that's like the first 4 chapters of all the books. Doesn't matter what certification you get, the first chapter to 4 chapters are about medical histories and assessments. Swear to God. So if that person is skipping that, you are dealing with someone who is popular. You are not dealing with a professional. So you need to make sure you get that information. It's important to know these things. For instance, if you are someone who has hypertension, you have high blood pressure, and you are looking to get a personal trainer, I could definitely work with you. That's not a hindrance, but let's pull this up. We're doing lifting exercises. Lifting is an isometric movement that causes the muscles to all hold at one time, right? So there's the flexion and the extension, but at one point in time there is a hold happening. Isometric movements aggravate blood pressure. They aggravate hypertension because it is a hold. Okay, so there's really no blood pumping in or out. It's a hold. So really blood is just flooding around the area, and then when you release, it is a whoosh. Well, that is going to aggravate someone who already has high blood pressure. If you do not disclose that to me, and I didn't ask, well, now we have things like strokes to worry about. I might be smiling and laughing, but it's very serious. It's incredibly serious. You can pass out. You can pass out. And now that we're doing things virtually, you can pass out. And if I'm some random hilly-nilly personal trainer that you found on Instagram, and I don't even have your phone number or your address so that I can call the ambulance for you, like what's going to happen, okay? So you need to get those things done. Another thing, for instance, we'll keep it within the same range, but for people who do have heart issues, you might be taking a certain type of medication that no matter what you do, keeps your blood pressure low. And that's important to know too, because I might be trying to zone train you. I might be trying to train you so that your heart rate raises in certain and specific increments, and then I can gauge how well you withstand that. But if you're doing an exercise and your heart is pounding out of your chest, you're just exhausted, and I go and I touch your wrist, or I get the feedback from an Apple Watch about your heart rate, and it's telling me it's like 120. Well, here's the thing. If I am not worth my salt as a professional, then I'm going to think, oh, you're fine, you're just faking it. No, your blood pressure medication is a beta blocker, which no matter what we do is going to keep your blood pressure low. Okay, so that is what I mean by making sure you have all your information, that you can present it to the individual that's going to train you. And if that person doesn't know what to do with that information, don't hire them. You have to advocate for yourself. There's a difference between being coachable and advocating for yourself. So advocating for yourself means, hey Lish, I have this injury. I've had experience with this type of pain. This is what happens, or these are the medications I'm taking and what they're supposed to do for me. Not being coachable is, I don't like burpees, I'm not going to do them. right? I've got back pain, but you have no history that you've seen a physician about back pain. That is also not being coachable, because if you have pain, then we can kind of talk through how to modify and get that going, and make the exercise successful for you. Just saying I'm in pain and giving up, well, really you're still setting yourself up for more pain in the future. So those are the differences between being coachable and advocating for yourself. So, nice. The next thing is, what do you need? Now, this question might seem really loaded. Like, Lish, I don't know what I need. That's why I'm getting a personal trainer. But we're going to go into this. So, one of the biggest things as a personal trainer is I actually have to learn how to coach behavior. Coaching behavior is about 90% of my job. Up here is an arsenal of exercises, arsenal of movement, arsenal of equipment. All of that is up here. However, what I have to learn is my client. So people enter into training at different stages. There is the pre-contemplative stage, the contemplative stage, the active stage, and then the maintenance stage. And all of us can float in between them. I myself, as fit as I am, can one day decide I don't want to work out anymore. It's too much. I'm not doing it. And I will then fall out of the maintenance stage into the pre-contemplation stage, where it's just like, I know the benefits of exercise, but I don't feel like doing it. So people in the pre-contemplative stage, they might feel a way. They might be looking in the mirror, assessing how they look, and they might be like, I've been getting these men with this body forever, or these ladies don't care, they just want money. They might be in that stage. The contemplative stage is kind of when you're just like, you know what? I am tired. I'm tired of every time I get to the top of the stairs, I have to take a break. I'm tired of this, and I want to see what's out there, but I'm scared. So contemplative might mean you go to the gym and you try a class. Okay? It doesn't mean that you're there consistently. It doesn't mean that you have a regimen. Contemplative is exactly that. You're kind of testing the waters to see, if it's a good fit for you, if you can handle it, if you go into the environment, is there anyone that you like? Those are things that are important to success. I had the multiple chances of being unfortunate enough to be in a gym and not necessarily fit in with the rest of my coworkers because of my upbeat can-do attitude and empathetic attitude. I had to go off on my own because the corporate structure is just not for me. But you see people where they come in, and when you are not fit, everyone looks fit. When you come into a room and you see this person, you see me, Lish, walking around like, all right, everybody, let's do it. Not knowing that I'm quite gentle. But that's intimidating when you see a very muscular toned person in front of you asking people to do things. You might even feel intimidated by the other people around you in the class. And not even knowing how fit or unfit that they are. Planet Fitness is a good place to use as an example. When Planet Fitness says that it's a no judgment free zone, it does not mean that that's a gym of out of shape people working out. Planet Fitness is still a gym facility. You're still going to run across people who are doing things quite well. Like, you're going to see people running on the treadmill. It's just not the same people you would expect to see. At the end of the day, people who are 200 pounds can run. Okay, so there is no ideal atmosphere to make you feel comfortable. But what you can do is pick one or two people that you feel comfortable with. That is in that contemplative stage. Maybe this is the time where you get a gym buddy who doesn't mind going to the gym every once in a while. Maybe this is the time where you like that Zumba class. The first time you did it, you felt so bad you missed like two weeks. Those type of things. That's when you're in the contemplative phase. The active phase, that's when you have a trainer. That's when you find Lish, and Lish gives you your movement that you're supposed to do, and you are working on it. You're working on your diet at the same time. Active phase is when you are on your way to your goal. The maintenance phase usually comes after you meet said goals, and you are just keeping yourself as you need to be. So we all go in and out of these different ones, and there is no ideal lifestyle that's going to keep you there. That is from within. Okay, so that's why I say I deal with behavior. A person who is in the active phase behaves way differently than a person who is in the contemplative phase. So you have to figure out what it is you need. If you know that, yes, I am in the active phase and I want to get this work done, then there are other things you need to figure out what it is that you're looking for. So there are lots of different types of people in this world. There are people who used to be athletes. There are people who used to be dancers. There are people who are artists. There are people who were in construction for 30 years of their life. So there are lots of different backgrounds when it comes to fitness. So you have to kind of assess, where am I coming from? Am I completely new and have no idea what I'm doing? Well, you're looking for education and accountability. If you used to be an athlete and you know you did a program that was really good for your body and you can get back into it, you don't mind getting back into it, you just need the motivation and accountability, those things are important. Or maybe it's you need the motivation and you want community. You want to be around people or around someone that can essentially talk to you about these things, because everyone else in your life are not ex-athletes. They're actually not active. And so you need someone else who's going to be able to show up with you, show you what you can do, and then still be there as a way to converse with this whole fitness thing. That is important to have. That is something that some people need. So assessing whether it's motivation, whether it's community, whether it's education or accountability, you have to figure out what it is you need. Because let's face it, a trainer is going to, well, for me, I'm not here to be a one-stop shop. Well, no, let me say this a different way. I'm not going to do more work than you're going to do, right? So don't book a personal trainer and decide that you're going to have your session at 6 a.m. when you haven't been up after 7 in 10 years. That doesn't make any sense. I'm not a wake-up call service. I show up to get it done. So if you are not on point and ready to go at 6 o'clock, then there's an issue between you and I. Because I'm not a wake-up service. That's not why you call me. I'm here to train you. So you should be up and ready to go. You should be getting up an hour before your session if you have to travel, and at least 20 minutes before your session if you're at home, just because you still have to drink some water. At least drink some water and go to the bathroom. Okay? You have to wake yourself up. So that is important, knowing what it is you need. Then we have to find a trainer. So there are different ways to find a trainer. It just depends on you, to be honest. Things to look for in a trainer should always be down to their credentials. So you can look at someone and tell if they are indeed living a fit lifestyle. That is, you can. You definitely can. It's very hard to hide. So you can't look at someone and see if they do, well, you can look at someone and see if they do drugs. But you can't look at someone and be like, they know how to fix me. But it's always a good start if they have done good work on themselves. So you can go to independent resources like Thumbtack. That's like a search for any type of service that you might need, but you can find a trainer there. You can use box gyms. So if you already belong to a gym, chances are that gym has personal trainers there. And to be honest, those personal trainers are going to be they're going to be fine. You know that they have the appropriate insurance that they need. You know that they have the appropriate education that they need, simply because that gym would not hire them if they did not. So that's always a good place to start. Except box gyms, personal training can be a little pricey and a little dicey. Just depends on which one you're going to. So when I say box gym, I mean things like Anytime Fitness, LA Fitness, Golds, which I think went under, Planet Fitness, Crunch. Places like that are box gyms. Thumbtack's going to give you more boutique gym or just independent contractor personal trainers. Next, I would say referral. Okay, so that's another thing that's important, because social media, which is sad because I'm on social media trying to promote myself, but social media in general is a poor place to find trainers, if and only because you don't know if that person is real. You don't know if how they got their results is legitimate. Okay, because there's a lot of plastic surgery, like lots of plastic surgery all over social media, as well as people doing things with their actual videos and photos to alter their appearance. So you cannot go off of what someone looks like on social media alone to see if they know what they're doing. But you can talk to their clients. Okay, so social media is good because now we have these referral systems. Ask them, do you have any referrals? Do you have any clients that, I could talk to? And they should. Now, I don't necessarily post referrals, and I really should. Mostly, and I've had clients that have offered to do them. So yeah, like it's not like I don't have referrals for people. I just don't be wanting to bother people like that. That's all. However, I can give you 10 names right now of go hit them up. This is their page. Go hit them up. They'll tell you what it is. So use the referral route. Say, hey, has anyone used a personal trainer that they would like to recommend? If you are going to go the social media route. Otherwise, talk to the people in your life that you are comfortable with that may have seen a change. If you just saw a friend who lost all this weight and looks amazing, talk to them about how they did it. It's okay to seek out professionals through referral, and actually I think I would prefer it. Now that doesn't mean that you're going to get that doesn't mean that you're going to get a high-end trainer either off of a referral. It just means that this person has shown that they can improve someone's lifestyle, and there is a presence that is positive. That's a really good place to start. So then you get into, okay, what is the service? After you find the personal trainer, you're asking them, what is the service? So you understand what to expect. So for instance, at Legit Fit LLC, we do probation periods, which means I'm not going to work with you if you're in the pre-contemplative or contemplative stage. There's nothing wrong with being in that stage, but I don't have time for people who are in that stage because there's too much back and forth, right? I spend more time trying to get you to work out than actually working out. I'm not a wake-up service, so that's not my MO. Sorry, not sorry. So that is something to expect. If you know that coming to me, I want you to be able to maintain a regimen that's of at least 3 days a week, working out anywhere between 5 to 25 minutes a day for those days. Well, yeah, that's what I expect. How else are we going to get results? I'm not a magician. I don't have a wand. So that is an expectation. If you feel like that's too much for you up front, I'm not your trainer. I'm not going to change my business model, but that doesn't mean that there's not someone else out there who fits your need. Okay? So I don't work with people in pre-contemplative or contemplative stages, just in active and maintenance, and then the way we communicate, right? So I use the Apple Watch as well to monitor accountability. I might send a text message, or I might be short. You might send me messages and I don't get back to you until it's pertinent or the next day or something like that. Like, we have to feel each other out in how I communicate with you and how you communicate with me. Because even though I'm your personal trainer, you are not my only client. So if you are the type of person that, I want to check in every single day with you, I want to talk to you for a couple hours every day, you need to make that known and see if there is a service for it. Because what will happen is, if your trainer is not expected of that type of behavior, then that can cause a rift with the two of you, because this is a relationship, and probably a very important relationship in your life. Something I would say is that goes back to, why am I getting fit? If you're looking for a friend or someone to vent to, that's not for your personal trainer. But there are trainers who are certified peer counselors that are certified or offer a service for strictly mental health, right? So I'm certified in mental health first aid, which means I can sit with someone, kind of assess what's going on, give them the support they need, and then refer them to specialists. So I do offer that. However, it is within my right to charge you. So just like you would have a life coach, just like you would have a therapist where you have to pay money, if you are taking up some of your personal trainer's time that's outside of that hour, because no session is over an hour, then that person may want to charge you for it. And so that's important to expect it, because why get an invoice? Why get an invoice, you know? What else is there to expect? How does that personal trainer keep you accountable? How do they want to check in with you? What type of equipment do they know how to use? What genres of fitness do they know how to use? If you want to learn how to be more flexible, it is not within your best regard to hire a personal trainer whose forte is strength training. Because those two, he's only ever going to teach you flexibility for strength training, right? But people who are very strong tend not to be very flexible. They have like a very moderate range of flexibility. Yoga can help you improve your flexibility, or just general like CrossFit, Pilates, things like that can also help with flexibility. But if your trainer is only good with Olympic lifting, they are used to a very rigid structure and achieving strength within that rigid structure. So that's not a good person for you to be if your goal is in fact to be more flexible. You go see them after you fix your flexibility and want to be strong. Does that make sense? I know, it does, doesn't it? Right, so be sure to understand what you are to expect from that personal trainer. Some personal trainers are amazing where they have the time to forward all types of literature to you. They keep group messages and they, put out that post or send out that message to let people know where they're going to be so you can come support them in a class. Some trainers have a very wide range of education with what type of services that they do provide. So if you know you need one thing, it's important to make sure that at least one thing is something that that personal trainer can provide for you. And then number five, okay. This one's a big one, and this could be wildly disputed between professionals, but I'm just taking a stand. If you are interested in working with Liz Danielle, you have to get used to journaling. Getting used to journaling, that means you are recording what you're eating, you're recording how much you're drinking, you're recording when you sleep, what time you went to sleep, what time you wake up, you're recording your habits. You're recording your habits. You're recording how your calorie burn. You're recording how many times you get your regimen done. It's more than just a text message or phone call to your personal trainer. This is going to be how you sustain should that person not be in your life anymore. Trainers have lives, they move. One thing that's awesome in this new world is that we have so much virtual learning going on, and with that it means that you can essentially keep a relationship with someone who is long distance more than you used to be able to, or people put in the effort to do this now, because I've been video training way before the pandemic, but which is why it was like nice to be ahead and be on the game with them. Oh, now Young wants to give me a call. Oh boy. Ouch. So I don't want to decline it. I did send him a message though. Okay, so getting used to journaling is just really important. I tend to gift my clients with a journal, and then when they get upset and they're like, well, I don't know about the progress, I don't see anything, well, the proof is in the pudding. For instance, if you're someone who's writing down everything that you're eating and you see that your calorie count is still out of balance, you're still not getting that 2,000 in, 2,000 out every day, or you're overeating or you're undereating, that's going to show it to me. If most of what you eat is junk and processed, it's going to show that to me. If your exercising is not consistent, that's going to show it to me. And you. Journaling is really important because, again, the body is the benefit, but it's never the goal. So a goal from me would be like, I want you to be able to do 10 push-ups every day. If you have never done a push-up before, doing one push-up is excruciating. But the thing is, I don't want you to just do push-ups. I want you to do push-ups with correct form. For me, it's better that you do it correctly. I want 3 perfect push-ups instead of 10 crappy push-ups, if that makes sense. So perhaps that takes you 2 weeks to be able to do all 10 in one sitting with perfect form. You're not going to tell me that you didn't make progress, because every single day I saw that you tried and I saw how far you were able to go. If in 2 weeks you went from being able to do 1 push-up and then you can do 10 in a row with perfect form, well, by George, you have done something quite extraordinary. That is a goal that has been achieved and is able to be celebrated. It may not look like it, but it is. So when you reach these plateaus, when your body, it doesn't seemingly make a difference, because the scale is not always going to give you an accurate reporting. The scale is the summation of your bone weight, your blood, the water in your body, your organs, skin tissue, hair, last meal you ate, muscles, okay? That's what the scale tells you. A trainer is going to pinch you with the little calipers and take the measurements, and they're going to really tell you, okay, this is how your body changed. So if at the end you weigh more and you can do 10 perfect push-ups, you might be mad at me. But maybe you weigh more because you finally have some muscle mass on your back. That's important, because over the long run, that muscle mass is going to burn the fat off of your body. And that's how we work. So you have to get used to journaling, one, to see progress. The other reason you have to get used to seeing journaling is that there may come a time where we're both doing everything we have promised each other we are going to do, and there is no progress. So that means you have to either see a registered dietitian or a registered nutrition dietitian. You might have to see some sort of specialist. You might need to go to physical therapy. And you know what they're going to ask you to do? Guess. They're going to ask you to journal. So that's really important to get into the habit of it, because now it's going to be extreme. That person is going to make sure you journal every single day, or they're not going to allow you to pay them oodles of money. It's important to be aware that there are levels to this. Fitness coaches and nutrition coaches, we're the first step within your health network. And then come the other specialists, your primary health physician, your gynecologist, your obstetrician, your dietitian. There are levels to this, and we are the gate. You get into the front door and we're like, hey, what's up? We're the bouncer. We're making sure that you're dotting the I's and crossing the T. Sometimes you are not allowed into the party because you won't do the work. And it doesn't matter. Let's just say this. It doesn't matter if you want to do it or not. As soon as you start to have to work with a professional that's higher up, you're going to end up having to do it, especially if you have to work with a registered nutritionist or registered dietitian. There's a no-go. You're not going to be able to not do it. That is their whole goal, is to break up and pick apart your diet. So again, you can't lie, because if there aren't any results, I'm not taking the blame for it. After I'm beating you down with all this working out, trying to make sure you're eating on time, making sure you're waking up at appropriate time, making sure you're drinking water, very basic things. If you're not seeing results, well then we have to go up a level, because it's my job to help. It's not my job to be like, oh, well, we're done, you're defeated. I'm sorry that you're not working out, or I'm sorry that we're not getting these things. And no trainer should be putting you on a diet unless you are doing very extreme things to your body. One, no trainer should be putting you on a diet, period, because they are not registered nutritionists or registered dietitians. But also, if they are putting you, or if they're telling you that you have to extremely eliminate calories, which is what a lot of these apps do, unfortunately, they're just looking to make sure you lose a pound so that you can't badmouth them. But there's a difference between losing weight and changing your body. Not everyone needs to lose weight. Most people just need to be stronger. You can weigh the same and look completely different. I used to tell this to a client who I ended up dropping because she wouldn't do the work. But it wasn't that she wouldn't do the work. It's like every time I said something to her, she thought I was lying. So she had to go on social media and validate it. And then she found a picture of a woman who weighed the exact same in both pictures. One body was sloppy and the other body was tight and right. And she was like, now I get it. However, this took you 3 months of wasting my time because you didn't believe me. And now, because of some posts on social media, you believe me? It doesn't make any sense. So being coachable is very important. Being in your journal is very important because these are you results. So if you are already not trusting your coach, and you're not doing what you're asking them to do, well, you're never going to get admitted into the party. You're not. It's just not going to happen. If anything, you might have to skip straight to the top and end up in the morgue. We want to be able to work with all of these professionals because they embody you. You. That is what is important. It doesn't have anything to do with popularity. It doesn't have anything to do with money. It's about you. And you are always the best investment. You are always something to fight for. And you are always something to learn. And as long as you can remember those things about yourself, finding a personal trainer should not be too much of a headache. And you will find high quality personal trainers because they do exist. I have hired them for myself.